Hello, thank you for joining me. I'm going to be taking you through a Pilates class where you'll be working entirely at your own level, entirely at your own risk, and there'll be plenty of options, so please do take the option that's right for you at the time and stop whenever you need to or pull back. Shall we begin? So let's have the feet underneath the hips. Have the weight spread out evenly on the feet. Throughout the class, we'll often refer back to this as we're thinking about the nerves in the feet a great deal today. So spread the weight out, ball, side, heel. You might just maneuver around through those feet. And when you're ready, begin to sway forward and back. This would be from the ankle. And as we do this, you keep your spine in neutral. The chin and the shoulders just very slightly retracted. And then we can move side to side. So remembering, once we finish this, we want to be able to spread the weight out on the feet more efficiently. So come into a standstill now and just re-observe the weight, ball, side, heel. Lift up above the knees, gently use the thighs, lengthen through the torso, and breathe wide and full across the back. So from here, begin to raise one heel and feel how the weight is spread out on the other foot. Transfer to the other side, feeling once again how you're spreading the weight out, ball, side, heel. So keep spreading the weight out on the foot, but begin to go quicker, reminding yourself to keep the chin a little bit tucked in, the shoulders a little bit back, but there isn't any forcing with anything. So toy soldier, arms with pedal pushing feet. So as we lengthen the spine, it's as if the head is just resting on top of the spine. So let's do a couple more here and bring it to a standstill. You might choose to have your feet a bit wider. We're going to rotate through the spine. So make height, light control, through the midsection and begin to rotate. So as you lower one foot down, observe how the weight is being spread out, ball, side, heel. And also observe if we're gripping through the toes, aiming to avoid gripping through the toes. So a couple more here. And then having the feet underneath the hips, have the second toes forward. Once again, so that you're lightly pulling up through the legs. You're lightly lifting up through the torso, keeping the waist long from the ribs. Begin to side bend. So if and when we're ready, we can take the arms side to side. Windmill the arms. So a couple more here. And release. So from here, we're going to take a small step and then rotate to the same direction as the step. So when you're ready, step onto the right leg, spread the weight out, fold the arms, right arm on top, rotate. So let's do 4 rotations towards the right. And then relax the arms, step back. So then repeating on the other side, observe from the weight and from the floor upwards. Light use of the abs as you lengthen through the spine. So think of turning from the heart. So balancing that head optimally on top of the rest of the spine. Relax the arms after 4, step back. So if that was okay, you take a longer step in the same direction as the toes, shoulders back. So we use the out breath to rotate and the in breath to return. Releasing after 4. Push back, using the out breath to push back. Stable. Depth if it suits, knee in line with toe, left arm on top. Stepping back after 4. And again. So once we begin to go further and deeper, just make sure you're lightly using your bottom. Your bottom's working to help hold those hips still. Use the out breath as you push back. And we're going to finish it off on the other side. So track the knee. And remember, you never have to get deeper into these lunges. You can continue with the step. So once you've done your 4, pushing back on that out breath. So just checking feet under the hips, lifting up through the legs yet again, using the core muscles, lifting up through the spine, balancing the head. Just a little bit of spine rotation. And when we feel ready to help to mobilize the shoulders and take them through the full range of movement, we're going to add in a figure of 8 arm. Switching to the other side. So the gaze is horizon level. So now let's work on balance again. We're going to move more to the front of the mat, feet hip distance, and we'll be taking a balance where we bend the knee back and we kick 3 times back. We step or lunge, tracking the knee. We use an out breath to come up. We take tabletop or we extend in a kick. We lower down, observe the weight, take as much time as you need to observe. And then 3 kicks, a step or a lunge. So remember, that's always your choice. Hips are level. Use the out breath to take tabletop or extend. So with this, you can add dumbwaiter arms. If you're like me, you're going to have to really think about coordinating that. Lower down, and as you come up, raise the arms, straighten, release. So 3. So this is much harder cognitively as well. So as you come up, elbows up, as you extend, raise the arms. So repeating once more through. Step back into your lunge. Out breath, come up, elbows out, get your balance. Extend, release. Finishing off on the other side. So, 3, 2, 1. Stepping, tracking the knee. Out breath, elbows out, shoulder blades down. Rotating, releasing. So let's just take a tiny bit more spine rotation. So moving towards the back of the mat now, and we're going to roll down just to the hips, if that feels okay, and then roll back up. So find height. And when you're ready, on your out breath, using your abdominals lightly, chin to the chest, crease at the chest, the ribs, the waist, the hips. Breathe in at the bottom, breathe out, rebuild. So think of rebuilding the waist, the ribs, the chest, and restacking the head. Let's do that once more. So if you need to rest your hands more on the legs, that would be fine. So once we come up to the top, we're going to find neutral. Just observe how everything is stacked, one on top of the other, and then we can begin to turn the head side to side. The gaze is still horizon height. So on the next head turn towards the right, let's subtly take the chin down and then the chin up. Head level, back to center, other side. Chin goes down when we're ready, and chin goes gently up. Head level, back to center. Let's roll down and take a box position and take some swimming opposite arm to leg. So when you're ready, rolling down through the spine, walking forward. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Spread your fingers out. Make a long line, head to tailbone. Just moving forward to give me more space. Talking of space, let's make sure there's space between each and every vertebrae in the back. Breathe wide and full across the back. And notice how you've got light control through that midsection. When you're ready, on an out breath, flex the foot and extend the leg back. Return. So the objective is to maintain neutral and to keep the hips level. So avoiding going too high. Harder, you extend the opposite arm with the same objective, but let's keep the shoulder still down from the ear. So you might think of subtly sliding the shoulder blade down and in. So we can keep using the out breath to extend, or the in breath to return, or we can hold and observe, observing the shoulders. Are they level? Are the ribs level? Are the ribs beginning to flare out? Are the hips level? And then returning. So you can switch on the breath or hold and observe. So the shoulders, the height of the shoulders, the height of the ribs. If we think about the bottom ribs, are they flaring out? Is the waist long and equal on both sides? Are the hips level? So once more through, if you're doing the holding version with me, otherwise it's probably about 3 singles on each side. Think of all the areas you need to observe. And you're holding your head up in line with the rest of the spine. Spreading the work out evenly through the body so there isn't any areas screaming out. So once we've done that, we're going to push the hips back. You might walk your hands forward. So I haven't particularly got my hips back that far. I'm more in a puppy pose. If you choose, you could be further back, more in a child pose. Just listening to your body, doing what feels right at the moment. Let's walk the hands back, hook the toes under, and when you're ready, on your next out breath, just double check your core's working lightly and you're rebuilding your spine. You're stacked all through the bones. Your shoulders are open. Gently take your ear towards your shoulder. Returning, other side. Let's do that twice more on both sides. Height, and we'll be rolling down through the spine, and this time we're going to take it to the push-up, and each time 4 press-ups. So on your next out breath, rolling down through the spine, walking your hands forward, taking your hands wide for a chest press-up. Box 3/4 of 4, in breath down, in neutral, out breath up. So your knees could be under your hips. They could be halfway back and the spine's in neutral, or you could be on your toes. So once you've done 4, choice to either sit back, towards or into child pose, or to walk your hands in possibly and take down dog position, upside down feet. Let's all walk back, ground the heels, spread the weight out on the feet, out breath, light control through the abdominals, rebuild, take as long as you need, finding height through the spine, ear towards your shoulder, subtly again please. So let's do one more on each side and then resume to our push-up once again with 4 presses, rolling down, walking forward, box 3/4 or full, wide presses, neutral spine, out breath on the up, in breath on the down. So once you've done 4, either child pose or puppy pose or down dog. Walk back when you're ready. Anchor downwards the tailbone, light use of the abdominals, rebuild bone by bone. Remembering to stack the head on the top. So now we've got a choice to raise the arms, check the shoulders are down, and lightly extend. Release. Once more through with the push-ups, please. So rolling down in your own time. Walking forward. Taking the hands wide. Box 3/4 or full. Maintaining neutral. So just avoid dropping the head. Keeping the back in its natural curves. Down dog or child pose. Walking back when you're ready. Rolling up through your spine. Finding height. Raising the arms if you choose, gently extending. Let's do a bowler lunge side to side. So step behind, think of your curtsy. Push up on the out breath. Gently extend if you choose, other side. So once again, observing the weight in the front foot. As we curtsy, keep length in the spine and space between each and every bone. Just a baby extension, baby back bend without any crunching anywhere in the back. So you might aim to use more your upper back. Weight even on the feet, ball side to heel. Once more, either side. So we're going to roll down and we'll be taking it into swan dive next. So check you got height, and when you're ready, roll down bone by bone, walking forward and laying on your tummy. Have the arms out in a capital E shape. Length, head to tailbone. Think of your midsection, light control through that area. So there wouldn't be, I'm looking up often to look at you and speak. There wouldn't be any bowing in that midsection, just the light control. So when you're ready, begin to focus more on your breath, and on an out breath, really lengthen, and if it feels okay, light use of the buttocks, the abdominals, and lengthen, and raise head, shoulders, and some of chest. In breath, lower. Repeating again, and if that felt okay, hovering the arms above the floor. So we want light use of many muscles, so shoulder blades lightly pulling downwards and inwards, spreading the load out. And we want space between the bones. Just double checking that midsection avoids pushing out. You can push or ease those elbows sideways towards the outside of the room as your blades slide down and in. So we can stay with this, or we can, on the out breath, bring the elbows towards the waist. Take the elbows wide and lower down. We'll call that BW. So lift, in, out, down. Let's do 4 more here. So when we've done our last one, we're going to take a cat stretch. So hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. Lengthen through the spine, and when you're ready, curl the tailbone under and roll up through the spine. Hold for as long as you choose, and then gently release. Curl the tailbone under. Imagine somebody's pulling you up by the waistband, open between the shoulder blades as you look between the legs. Then gently release. We're using the out breath in the cat stretch. And when we're ready to release, it would be an in breath. You might stay longer in the cat stretch. And then releasing when you're ready. So let's finish off now with the cat stretch. And when we're ready, bring the legs round to the side. So we're going to take it into spine twist. We have choices to have the legs together, wider or crossed. If they're crossed, after every few, cross them the other way so it's equal on both sides. So just check for the bottom and the weight on the bottom is equal side to side. Rebuild your spine when necessary. Feel that you're lifting your heart. Chin's a little bit pressed back. You're lifting through the crown of the head. Let's start with the thumbs on the sternum and begin to rotate side to side. Know that you can keep the height through the spine. If you need to take a different seated position, please do. When that's okay, let's fold the arms. Feel very slight retraction in the chin and the back of the shoulders. Observing length through the spine. So know that we're not compressing as we rotate. Extending the arms out if we choose. So last one here, and we can add 3 pulses. Check the height as you pulse. Observe the equal weight on the bottom cheeks throughout the rotation and the pulse. So one more to either side. And then rest the hands on the thighs, create more height through the spine and round over it. If there's a beach ball on the lap, just round into the bottom part of the ribs. And as we hold here, try and make more openness in this. So stand on your body, have nose, sternum, navel, pubic bone all in line, space between each bone in the back. And feel the openness of the shoulders. Feel the openness through the back the hips and pubic bones as level as possible. So let's take either one or two legs with control to tabletop. So breathe in, wide and full across the back. And as you breathe out, with the light control through the midsection, raise to tabletop. Either stay here using one leg or using the other leg, light control, take it into tabletop. So just checking that the thighs or anywhere in the body isn't screaming out. Raising the arms if you choose to make it harder, allowing the shoulders to be heavy, to drop down from the ears, the shoulder blades to slide down and in. So just focusing on the breath. If you've got one leg down, you would from time to time switch to the other leg. So when you're ready from here, we're going to begin to ease the heel down on the out breath, return on the in breath. Ease the heel down on the out breath, return on the in breath. And then with the opposite arm, we could tap the opposite shoulder if we choose, maintaining neutral. So still that wide and full. Breathe in. So the further you take your heel from the body, the more challenging. So adjusting accordingly for you. Remember, you can still have one leg down. And if that was the case, you would do a few repetitions, maybe 4 or 5, and then you would transfer to the other side. So finishing off your repetitions when you're ready, and let's lightly hug the legs in towards us. We're going to return the feet back to the floor, knowing that they're hip distance. Second toes forward, shoulder bridge next. So we're going to start with a pelvic tilt on the out breath, returning on the in breath. And when we're feeling ready, let's roll up through each bone. Out breath to lift each vertebrae just to the bottom of the ribs or where suits us, and then rolling down bone by bone. Out breath to come up, in breath at the top, out breath to lower down, in breath at the base. So if we choose to have more work in the hamstrings, after a couple, we can walk the legs out, once again, rolling up through the spine, reversing down. We will find that the range will decrease with the legs further out. So we could repeat walking the feet out more than once if we choose. To observe how the weight is spread out evenly on the feet. Roll up through the spine so that you're lifting up above the knees as well. So that's working more in your posterior chain, the muscles in the rear of the body. So let's do one more here. And then you might bring your feet back in a little, just so that your legs are relaxed. Taking the arms out to the side, relaxing and releasing your shoulders. So when you're ready, begin to subtly turn your head towards the side. Your chin's tucked in a little. So with the opposite hand, you could turn the palm up and then release. Turn the palm up and then release. So turn the palm up And as you turn that palm up, you can slide that shoulder blade a little bit more towards your spine. So then, if we're ready, keeping length and space to each bone in the back, we can begin to roll the legs to the opposite side. Returning when we're ready. So we can keep with this, gently mobilizing, or for more strength in the core and the obliques and the hips, we could raise the legs to tabletop. Settle down first of all, and then roll the legs side to side. With or without the hand movement. Feel as if you're lifting your knees up and out the hips. Let's do one more to either side. And then legs back to center. Lower down one leg and then the other leg. So from here, let's extend the legs long, providing it feels good, and reach the arms overhead. Once again, observation. So we're going to finish with knee drop outs. So bending your legs to tabletop, bending your legs to right angle, and then lengthening like control through the middle, raising either one leg and opposite arm, doing the one leg variation, swapping over after 5, or raising both legs and both arms. So the objective is to keep the pelvis still. So out breath as you go out, in breath to return. To think tailbone in the center, please. So if you feel you go a little bit too far, reining in the movement on the next repetition. So if we want a little bit more work, we could extend the leg, providing the hips are level. So extending the leg, providing the hips are level. So let's do one more to either side. And once again, lightly hug the legs in. Rounding, if we choose, the head and shoulders in. Observing the breath.